Big event on the Potomac today. The top brass in Washington turning out to see a truck in action. Not just any truck, but one that goes from land to water. And back again, it's the brainchild, the obsession, if you like, of New Zealand businessman Alan Gibbs. You probably remember the aquada, the little open sports car version, but that was merely the entree for the main event, the big truck and, of course, its military possibilities. But the man of the hour wasn't there in Washington today. He was wandering around his extraordinary home. Michael Holland explains.
That's the hardest thing I've ever done. But you know, you've got to go on increasing the pressure on yourself or you get lazy and die early.
Are you enjoying this challenge?
Love it. Love it.
That's two F words, functional and fun.
I can't imagine anybody who's having more fun than I am in developing amphibious vehicles.
Fun, some of it on his private lake, complete with exotic onlookers, that's now getting serious.
That's the biggest high-speed amphibian in the world.
Alan Gibbs transforming much like his creations, from cutthroat businessman of the reformist 80s and 90s to high-tech innovator and global product leader.
I hope we're going to sell a few.
It's a long way from tinkering with a concept to putting it to market.
Yeah, $200 million worth so far.
Does that drip off the tongue easily?
Well, I remember the figure quite well. Well, this is the Amphibian. This is the 6-ton truck. It's got 500 horsepower, 2 diesel engines, 4-wheel drive. It can operate on one engine. It's designed for rescue purposes, for military purposes.
Today, the world's most powerful military, no less, taking its first look. Gibbs Amphibians unveiling its new amphi truck to the brass in Washington, D.C.
Right outside the Pentagon. You can't get closer to the guts of America than that. We've been working with Lockheed Martin, who are the biggest defence contractor in the world, for the last at least 10 years. And they're very excited about the potential for this vehicle in the military market. People are rightly cautious and careful, and they're going to want someone else to try it first. And it'll be up to us whether we've done a good job or not.
That job, the culmination of exhaustive research and development, both here and in facilities in the US and UK.
This is the great test, isn't it, after decades of trying?
Not decades. 15 years is only a decade and a half. Give me a break.
It's a chunk of your life, though.
Yes, it's been about the best chunk of my life.
Until now, those 15 years best represented by the aquada.
It's all automatic. Changes into third gear. It disconnects the wheels.
A high-speed sports model Gibbs launched 9 years ago.
This vehicle took nearly 1 million man-hours to get to this stage.
But then chose to withdraw from sale the 45 made, believing the model hadn't reached a satisfactory standard.
We didn't want 45 orphans running around the world, so I gave them a home.
They're all yours.
Well, I've given one to each of my children and one to my eldest grandson so far. Well, this is our new humdinger, and I've given it the name humdinger because to me it's an absolute humdinger. It's 22 feet long, it can do 85 miles an hour on the highway, and then you can get on to the ocean or the river at least 35 miles an hour. When we told the Americans originally what we were doing, they told us that that was impossible. And we said, well, why is that so? They said, well, if it was possible, we would have done it. And, you know, it isn't possible because we still haven't done it.
Is this the year that Gibbs Amphibians comes of age?
Oh, no, this is just another year of growing up, you know, but this is going to be a very significant year because this is the first year we're going to actually sell product. I would find it surprising if in 20 years' time 5% of motor vehicles aren't amphibious. It just completely doubles their usefulness. You can go anywhere on land and water and there's an awful lot more water than there is land.
The 72-year-old's amphibious obsession born out of his love for engineering, which carries over into the stunning, bordering on outrageous sculptures on his manicured farm north of Auckland.
I hate the business side of it. I love working with the engineers to solve the problems.
Should we beat our chest and say this is Kiwi innovation to the fore?
Oh, I don't see any point in beating our chests. I mean, Kiwis have always been great innovators. I just happen to be a Kiwi doing this bit of innovation.
It owes you a heap. It's time it paid back.
True, but it has paid me back in terms of the serious fun I've had while I've been doing it. And that's been the biggest payback. I mean, money will make no difference to me, to be honest. I've needed to spend as much as I have because I'm as stupid as I am.